Yo, what's up guys? It's Angelic. Today I'm going to be reacting to this quick short video about this cursed Barney picture. Like, we don't even know where it comes from yet. Maybe this guy named Rookie, he's going to further explain where the picture come from and how it is so uncanny and like it's hard to look at. So you guys may have seen the picture, but maybe not know where it came from. But today he's going to explain why and how and where it came from. So let's get started. Alright, so let's get to the bottom of this. Hopefully this video is going to be amazing, but who knows. Let's get started.
On the internet, there are countless creepy and unnerving photos with unknown origins. For example, the infamous cursed Minnie Mouse photo that we found a couple months ago, or the Jack-O-Santa bunny from My Childhood Nightmare. Well, in this video, I'm beginning the hunt to find the truth behind this unnerving photo of Barney standing behind a kid that has been used in countless different meme formats across the internet for years. Unlike the original Barney the dinosaur, this one has an extremely unnerving face that could most likely just be the result of a poor knockoff recreation. Either way, it's still creepy. My goal in this video is to find out where this costume came from and hopefully reveal everything.
Yep.
Before we can begin, in case you're somehow unfamiliar, Barney and Friends is an American children's television show that originally aired on PBS from April 6, 1992 to November 2nd, 2010. The show features the main character, Barney, a large, optimistic, hug-giving dinosaur who encourages things like learning and love. Through stories, examples, and music, Barney teaches kids important lessons about manners and imagination. I'm not gonna lie, this makes me feel extremely old and nostalgic because I remember growing up with Barney on the TV. Oh, I'm gonna be sick. But what many people may not know is that this actually wasn't the first debut of Barney the dinosaur. Originally, in 1988, Barney and the Background Gang was a purchasable VHS series, and the success of this is what led to the original debut on PBS. And if you somehow don't know what a VHS is, I can't help you anymore. My soul might break in two. Now, let's move on to the photo. The first time it was ever posted online was on June 14th, 2016, 9 years ago. Originally to Imgur, but then eventually linked to a Reddit post the same day to the subreddit r/creepy. If you're familiar with this channel, you know that we spend a lot of time specifically in this subreddit. The post is titled, "A Creepy Photo of My Friend When He Was Young." Although the original poster had deleted the Reddit account, their comments below still stand with some interesting conversations. Which one is your friend? That was my first thought. Oh, him? That's Gerlax, Eater of Souls. You mean you can see him? You should run. Funny that you say that. I've been trying to come up with a phrase or story to increase the creepy all day, but I just decided to let it stand on its own. He's the short one in the blue and red jacket. I don't know a whole lot about the photo. Currently, my friend is at work, but once he gets home, I'll bug him to tell us everything he knows. Unfortunately, after this, the original poster never returned to give us any more additional information. In previous searches, sometimes saving the image would give us valuable information in the title or the metadata, but sadly this time downloading it didn't seem to give any special results. Desperate for any information I could find about this original poster, I had tried the Wayback Machine, which also had no results, but that's when I found a video that could give us a clue. This is when I found the YouTube channel called Scare Theater, where he had posted a video from 2 years ago titled, "These Cursed Images Explained." He covers the photo, and at the time that he had made his video, the user had not yet deleted their profile, and the username was u/radioactivated. Apparently, Scare Theater had gone through their entire page and had found some way outside of Reddit to contact this user that they were 99% sure was them. And then a day later, the account was completely deleted. Now, I certainly can't blame the original user for deleting their account, as they're not even the original person in the photo. But by
Imagine you're posting something about your friend and that people keep bugging you to ask, oh, what's the origin? Or is that Barney real? Is your friend okay? Something like that. Like those pointless questions. Yeah, this dude just had enough and decided to delete everything.
By this point, enough time has passed. This was from 2 years ago. And with no means of contact, I would like to reanalyze everything that we have. Let's take a look at the photo. The first thing that immediately catches my eye is the greenhouse-like structure in the background. Perhaps this kind of structure is more common in other residential areas in America, but where I grew up on the West Coast, this wasn't the case. The only time that I would ever come across a structure like this is when I would go out on on something like a field trip. For example, when I was in elementary school, we went to a pumpkin patch. And let's just try to use some kind of critical thinking here. In what context would you need an entire Barney costume if it wasn't for a special event or a birthday party? Unless there was a furry outbreak that I'm just completely unfamiliar with. The point I'm trying to make here is that this had to have been for some kind of special event, or at least associated with some kind of place that people might publicly visit, like a pumpkin patch. And if this is the case, then the odds of somebody else snapping a picture of this costume in a different context increase.
Yo, this Barney is so terrifying. Not only he's darker, but like his eyes are wide, and it's like this dude just took a bunch of heroin. He's totally losing his mind. What is this? So you're telling me this family decided to take a picture of Barney? Like, this is creepy, bro. Like, huh?
Increases significantly. It's just such a distinct recreation of Barney because it looks nothing like it. So that at least confirms to me that it's probably not an officially licensed costume. But I totally understand why people feel so unsettled just by looking at it, and why this managed to catch so much attention online. I had thought that it was just so creepy with the placement of everything that surely it had to be photoshopped, and maybe this would be hard to tell since it's a printed photo, but I did try to mess with the colors in Photoshop, and from what I could tell, there wasn't anything weird about the image. To me, it seems like this is an actual physical costume, but there's something that I think can help us out quite a bit. Specifically, pay attention to the color of Barney here. To me, it looks like the colors are dark purple with a dark green stomach. This is a very important detail because, as I mentioned earlier with the original VHS show, Barney and the Backyard Gang, this show from 1988 featured Barney with the same exact colors of dark purple and dark green, while the 1992 Barney and Friends version of the costume is a lot brighter in color. By this point, I know pretty clearly what we're looking for. If we do manage to find the right costume out there, there will be no mistake about it. Originally, I took a random stab in the dark and I decided to look through eBay just in case something might pop up. You never know when you can find a disturbing off-brand recreation of Barney out there. And I saw things on there that would give me nightmares for weeks. Oh no, what is that? But unfortunately, once again, nothing
Barney
turned up
from
like
Wish.
what we're looking for. Because of the coloration, potentially we're looking for something that was created between 1988 and 1992. Taking this, I decided to search for anything from the 1990s to 2010, which is when the original PBS program stopped airing Barney. And this is where things started to get a lot more interesting. At the beginning of searching, I found tons of unsettling photos of Barney costumes, but nothing really felt even remotely close. It was really interesting though to see how many different DIY versions of Barney costumes have been created over the years.
Bad.
And then I found one that seemed like I was getting close. So much worse than the others, in hitting that perfect balance of uncanny. It was perfect. Shortly after, other creepy photos from this same date range started to follow. It eerily reminds me of when I was searching for the Jack-O-Santa bunny and we came across all of those different versions of creepy Easter bunnies. It's like there's this quarter of the internet that I just somehow unlocked. So I spent several hours in here going page after page. But once again, I've hit a dead end. By this point, I've seen so many different images of Barney that I'm starting to hate this purple dinosaur that used to give me joy. This might seem like a hopeless journey that might yield no results, but we found the Jack-O-Santa bunny in a day. We found the Pulsat song that people said would take me months to figure out. So I really believe that if we come together as a community, we can actually figure out the truth behind this. And that's where I would like to call on you for help. I believe that this probably isn't the only existing photo of this costume, and I'd like to find another. If you have any information on this photo, I have a Discord where we try to find lost media in the description. Join us there and help us with the hunt. I'm planning on making this a series, and I'm definitely determined on solving the case, so be sure to subscribe and join us on the hunt. And yeah, until next time, peace out.
To answer this question, I don't know how I can help. Like, I'm not friends with the child in the photo, but I hope maybe this picture gets found. It's just so weird knowing that there are these people that make these DIY projects on the Barney costume, and he showed a bunch of examples. Oh my gosh. It's like these dudes just put like minimal effort and just go on with it. Like if I were to see that Barney, those Barneys and those pictures, I would not take my children near them. I get that Barney is nostalgic, and I'm pretty sure most of us grown up and seen the show don't get those bad copies of Barney. Like, it ain't worth it. Not unless you want you to have nightmare fuel or your children to have nightmare fuel. But yeah, that's pretty much all for today's video. Like I said, it was short. I thought he was going to tell us where it came from and maybe add a bit of lore as to where, when, and how it was taken. But from what he is saying, he says that it's like you're in the future of somewhere and it's in a greenhouse. But for some reason, why would there be a person in the Barney costume out of nowhere? Unless it was all planned, to which maybe I think it is. But yeah, let me know down in the comments what you guys think about the video. If you guys have any other ideas as to what the picture may be, or if you're freaked out. I'm pretty freaked out because I seen this picture before, and this dude's teeth is like got no nose, go none. Like his face is all. Yeah, that's pretty much all for today's video. If you guys like, please like. If you want me to do more reaction videos, consider subscribing. I'm trying to post as much content as I can every single day. Hope everyone take care of themselves, stay safe, have an amazing summer, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.